Hello guys, what's going on? This is Yorkie Man here and welcome back to another episode of my Football Manager 2018 save here with Olympic Lyonnais. In this episode we will take on Monaco in the last game of our season. We currently sit second, but we have made it very difficult for ourselves. This should have been well tied up by now, to be 100% honest, but we've made it very difficult for ourselves and left it to the last game of the season. Once again, just the same as last season. I thought this season was way more comfortable. We have won the French League Cup. I can't remember the name of it. It's basically like the Carabao Cup, but in France. If you didn't see that, go check it out in the last episode where we managed to pick up that first piece of silverware in management on Football Manager 2018 full stop. But in this game, we really need to beat Monaco. We could find ourselves in the situation that if we lose to Monaco, they would leapfrog and they would take second. But also we could then, if Lyon win, they would take second, Monaco would finish third, and we would finish fourth out of the Champions League, which is definitely not acceptable after the season we've had. Yeah, we really cannot afford for that to be happening. Monaco's going to be a real tough test because we've lost 5 games, and they are one of the games we've lost. Now, if we have a quick look at the schedule, we've not been terrible, which is a bit frustrating, really. It looked very good after the League Cup, but then we lost 3-1. Jordan Ferry getting sent off, Mario Balotelli getting a double. Willem Gubel's got like a really late consolation goal, but not good. But then drew to Metz, which I was just like, if we win that, that's like a shoe-in win game. We should be winning that. And then we drew to Paris Saint-Germain, which was quite a good result for us, really, to be honest with you. We beat Strasbourg, we beat Reims. Yeli Vossen picking up a hat-trick, but this is the one that frustrated me the absolute most. We went 2 up, and if we win this game, we don't have this issue. It's a nice live comp for the last game. If we'd have picked up the victory in this game, we went 2 up, we looked very comfortable, but Alassane Pli got a goal for him on the break, and then quite late on in the game, in the 88th minute, they scored again, and that leaves us in this situation, a situation which against Monaco, yes, we're at home, but against Monaco in the last game of the season, we could end up leaving with nothing, which puts me on edge a little bit. We've only lost 5 league games all season, which is really frustrating considering we've only lost 5 league games all season. We've had a very good season in quite a competitive French league this year. PSG have won the title by 12 points, but I feel like that's quite a close gap compared to the norm. But the rest all around, it's been quite a good chase. Lyon have no right to be as good as they have been, but we have lost the same amount of games as PSG, so really it's just been finishing off games. It's these 13 games that we've drawn, which, not closing out games, which has really cost us this season. Let's go to the team select, and hopefully we're going to play this counter tactic. And hopefully, on this counter tactic, we're going to win. El Ghazi is going to start again because he played really well in the last game. Vossen can start up front. Avandro is going to be placed with Memphis Depay. He plays very well in this formation. Carello support. Does Fekir miss out in this game? I'm going to play El Ghazi because he played so well in the last game, so Fekir is going to miss out. Where's Jordan Ferry? Jordan Ferry can come in. So this is the starting lineup. I'm really praying. I'm praying that today goes well. A draw may be enough. Lorient may lose or may not perform well, and a draw may be enough, but we kind of need the win. They've got a real strong team as well. Balde's not playing. I'm okay with that. If my voice sounds a little bit funny or what, I'm quite under the weather. I think everyone's picking up that sickness bug at the minute, and I've definitely got it in full force. But really wanted to play some Football Manager and want to get the season ended so I can do pre-season. I might as well do pre-season while I'm not feeling up to recording because it actually gets, pre-season done and out of the way. But this kit clash, this is some kit clash. I'm really nervous for this game. If they score early, we're going to have to go attacking, and attacking definitely does not suit us. We're in bad form, in my opinion. And they are in extremely good form. Winning their last game 5-0. So that's tells you that, doesn't it? But we'll see what we can create. The only issue is this kit clash is ridiculous. I can barely see what's going on. Memphis. Go on, Memphis. Finds Vossen. Yeli Vossen. Pretty decent signing. Scored quite a few goals this season. Quite happy with him. He's been great for tutoring as well and blooding in the youngsters, which was a real big thing for me this season. Not overly signing too many players so that the younger players can get games in the squad. El Ghazi pushes that onto Tete. Papacheke. Awful ball, and this could be crushing. We got back okay, but Falcao in this position. One shot, one goal. We drop down to third because Lyon are drawing. I would settle for third, but it's completely 100% a bottle job if we do finish third. Looking back, respectively, we should be looking at this season and going, we've had a really good season. It's not looking like it's going to go that way as it stands, and they're going to be in again here. Valencia. Well, that's just telling me I need to change things up straight away. Let's go attacking. I don't really have anyone who could play that position. Let's play it like this. Box to box. Position instructions. Apply. We're going to have to go for it. I just really don't see any way we don't go for it. We're going to have to get out of here. We're going to have to push for this game. Because we cannot afford to lose this. Finishing third, in my opinion, I can't look at that as a good season. We should have secured second. I know Monaco have come back. At the start of the season, if you'd have said third again, I'd have been very happy with it. And a little bit of a run in the Champions League, which we got out of our group. But just the way the season's gone as El Ghazi goes close, third is not acceptable for us right now. Really isn't acceptable for us. To be honest with you, it's extremely frustrating. We cannot afford to not be finishing well. What's this? Let's go a bit more direct, actually. They're just going to sit back now because they'll be very comfortable with this. Tonelli off the crossbar. Lorient scored. Are we fourth? Still by goal difference. They score another. It's kind of nail in the coffin. This does not look good. I just don't see any way how we don't approach this game now by going for it. We're at home. Lamar, Fabinho, pressure him. Lamar, get that ball back. Do not give them space. Falcao, Valencia. Oh, great save. This is far too intense. This is far too intense. What was that? This is literally straight after. Tonelli. Absolutely awful. What? Oh my god, we've just gifted that. We've absolutely gifted that. Lucky, lucky boy. What are we doing? Like, seriously, boys, what are we doing? Oh, this is this is pretty intense. I knew it was going to be a tough last game. I really did. Who are Lyon playing? PSG. So we've kind of looked out with the fact Lyon are playing PSG. Dressing room. I'm going to give these guys a roasting. Serve. Show me something else in that second half, man. That's awful. And I'm going to tactically change the game up. Papa Cechny having the world's worst game. Fakir can come on. Advanced playmaker support. Side forward attack. Right, we're going to go with that. We need to see something. I want second. And a draw right now gives us second. 1 goal and a draw gives us second. So, I really intensely want that. And we need to stop making these individual awful mistakes. Would be a good start. Let's get the ball moving well. He's going to lose it. Ferry's coming off. Absolutely shocking. Fabinho getting dispossessed there. That's how we're going to do it. It's coming off. It's absolutely awful. I mean, I think we have missed Sergi Drada completely, and I'm going to take off more direct. Yeah. See what happens. Intense live com at the end of the season. They're going to get a corner here. If we just given away a penalty, we have. Absolutely fantastic. Oh my god. Just what you want. We've been poor. Just given away a penalty. And it's always good to end your season on such a nice sour note. They're really pushing us, so I'm going to go counter. See if we can hit them on the counter now. It's not really looking promising. And then the highlight is them. The difference is PSG are beating Lyon, so it does look like 100% we are going to finish third. But this is not good enough. I mean, this is an exact showing, though, of what we're up against. That is a beautiful ball by Vossen to Memphis. Can we create something here on the counter? Go on, Memphis. Please whip it in. Nice. El Ghazi scores. Was he off or was he on? I think he was onside. Brilliant. Ooh. The move to counter has worked. Vossen's ball here to Memphis this is ridiculously good. Memphis's ball across. I thought it was going to go dead centre, so when it came out to El Ghazi, I didn't expect that to happen. Well, let's tell him to concentrate. We've looked better, 100% better on the counter here against Monaco. I've been trying contain recently. Just assuming that contain, you can actually contain a team. And even against the weaker teams, it doesn't seem to be working. And that's a beautiful ball to Memphis. Memphis, what will he do? Will he score? Oh, that should have been a goal. That should have been game, set and match. That should have been 100% Olympique Lyonnais, second best team in France, but it wasn't. Memphis has sprung into life here on support. It's brilliant. Let's Yeli Vossen. That was I'm not changing it. This is how we're going to see the game out. I'm not making the third sub. I normally do. I may regret not making it, but I don't see any reason to make it right now. 3 minutes. Have we done it? Surely this is the full-time whistle, and we can celebrate the fact that we've actually managed to clench second from the jaws of defeat, really. And Rayleigh should have probably won this game on that last chance. They did miss a penalty. Well, we did have a penalty save as well, so I suppose you can... there's definitely been ups and downs in the game. Memphis finds Nambulin, who will find Fakir. Party. I mean, I want the whistle. There we go. There goes the whistle. And I would imagine that sees us. Let's keep spirits high. I really think we should have won that game, but let's keep spirits high because, I mean, let's face it, we saved a penalty as well. So, yes, that does cement it. PSG did beat Lyon, so Monaco will still get Champions League football. That would have been a big, for me, I wanted Lyon to finish third because Monaco without Champions League football will not be able to bring in the players that they can do now, and because of that, I felt like their stock would suffer a little bit and they wouldn't be as strong next season, but I think they'll come back even stronger next season, so I think it's going to be even harder for us as Olympique Lyonnais to finish second. We should have achieved second way earlier, but I think the fact that we've only lost 5 games this season, I mean, games like that last year we would have lost. We would not have come back into that game. In fact, we probably would have capitulated and lost by quite a bit. The fact that we've managed to keep it down to 5 losses, I think, is huge for us this season. Absolutely huge. I think we've got some great young prospects. Unfortunately, I don't think the save's going to go on long enough to really see how those prospects really pan out. But I think for now, second is very good. There's some serious work though still needed because it wasn't a comfortable second. We're not close enough to PSG. There's still quite a lot of work to be done to the squad to be able to do anything, but the foundation is there now, and hopefully we don't get picked off too much. I mean, if we look at the competitions, you know, we had no right doing. I mean, we did say we'd reached the knockout round, but we had no right getting out of that group, and we did play very well only because of an away goal. Really, we went out to Chelsea, so that's a real... I was really happy. Now, they wanted us to reach the semi-final, which is all well and good, but, you know, when you draw PSG in the 11th round, it's just luck of the draw, really, to be 100% honest with you. And I can 100% settle for being knocked out by PSG. And, you know, we won the Coupe de la Ligue, so I can't complain. We've got our first trophy, so... You know, for me, that's exciting, and that was it was a good season in terms of what we achieved with what we've spent and what we've got. Very lucky, I think, there to finish second. It should have been. This 14 draws has to change. You know, 19 wins, it's all well and good, but this 14 draws. I'm happy with the loss column. The 14 draws has to change. But we finished second, so we qualified for the Champions League, which is what they wanted. I can't see the board being very angry with us. I'd be very surprised. Apparently it only says we're secure. I mean, how they're not pleased. Oh, so they've given us the budget as well, so let's quickly go and have a look. By the looks of it, they've given us the budget. I sent my assistant to that. So we qualify. So the board have set the initial budgets. So it's £38.37 million in the transfer budget and £1.2 million per week on the wages. So it's not... Again, it's good money in France, let's be honest. It's nowhere near the money that Monaco and PSG are going to have. And the finances are pretty decent once we see the Champions League money and whatnot going. And we have quite a lot spare on wages, I think. So we got 62.14k. There will be some players that go out, and we have to remember that we've actually brought some players in already, which I'm pretty happy about. I forgot to mention this one as well, Benjamin Rosalia. So we signed Cameron Carter-Vickers on a pre-contract, and also Andreas Pereira, two young, very talented players that I'm very excited to have in. To be 100% honest, I think they're two great new players to start off with. Their positions now we don't have to look at. I signed the young Argentine Benjamin Rosalia from, I think it was River Plate. He's so young and he looks so good, and he's had a good year in the French league with 5 goals, 5 assists. You know, his average rating isn't too bad for a 19-year-old in a not so good squad. 4 goals in the Euro Cup. I'm very excited to have him on board. I think he'll be a fantastic player for us, and he hasn't cost a lot. He's really going to have to be good. I mean, it's international appearances as well, so he's really going to have to pan out to be an extreme superstar for us ever to pay the 9.5 million, but I'm more than happy to pay that if he does. So there's 3 players already instantly that improve our squad. You know, Andres Pereira, I'm very happy about coming in because he is just as good. You know, to pay not a penny for him, he's just as good as what we've got, to be honest. Let's just have a quick look. So he's the second best advanced playmaker, attacking midfield. On the left, he's still got some good stock there on the left, and not too bad on the right. So he really is versatile, but he can also play in that midfield role in the deep lying playmaker. I have some very strong decisions to do about the midfield. Now, I know there's a few people that actually support Lyon, but I am contemplating the sale of Jordan Ferry. He hasn't played enough this season. He hasn't been good when he's played. He gives away the ball far too much, and I just don't see how he fits in this squad anymore. He's not good enough. It's a tough decision to make, though, because he's obviously got quite a lot of stock in the squad. So in terms of the squad, I think we performed very well this season, way above. We have some very high potential here. Let's not forget, these are some youth players, but there's a lot of 5-star, 4-star. There's some high potential here. The big one will be, will Anthony Lopez stay? Now, we finished second. We're in the Champions League, so I like to think he will stay. So I have the situation of Thomas Partey. He is unhappy. I'm struggling to get him to sign a new contract. We may have to offload him, which is frustrating because I don't want to see Thomas Partey go, but we would get a pretty price tag. We would probably get our budget again for him. So I do have to start considering that, and then we have all the youngsters to come in next season and carry on playing. So I'm pretty excited at the minute to see where things go. I have no idea yet in my mind what we're going to do team-wise, but I'm pretty happy. You know, we've got a pretty solid team. Jelle Vossen, for his first season, we didn't spend a lot on him. You know, and I didn't want to spend a lot on a striker because I felt like we've got such great youth. I'm happy with him. A 6.91 average rating, 4 assists, 11 goals. He's done his bit over 30 appearances. And still allowed us to let other players get the opportunity up front, so I'm pretty happy with him. But overall, I don't know where we're going to look to strengthen. I don't know what we need to strengthen. I'll have to assess the squad and the players that have come in, and the youngsters that I feel like are good enough to stay, and the ones that I feel like probably need to leave. But we've got quite a bit of depth, so it's is it the time now where we go and try and sign a world-class, a more high-end player instead of doing what we've been doing and signing the youngsters? Do we make a decision now where we go for a bigger name player, you know, a big signing? I'll have to search out who, in my opinion, would be a real big signing. But, you know, do we go for a superstar now in terms of our squad? That's probably the big question, and that's one that I am toying with now. You know, like a Hendricks, you know, a big player, a big name, a Sassoni up front. You know, he would be superb in the club, but he's gonna be on big wages, I would imagine. So it's kind of those decisions now. You know, Ruben Neves, you know, a player like that, a player who's a very well-established player, because we're not signing established players at the minute, really, to be honest. We're just going off what I think is right for the squad and youth-wise. So I think maybe now, this season, possibly being our last season, we go for that big established name and surround them with the youth. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. It's been another great season. I've really enjoyed it, to be honest with you, this season. A bit of a frustration towards the end and was quite tense for me, to be honest, but it's been another good season, and hopefully we can spend wisely and bring in the correct players, and hopefully we don't let too many great players go. But thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next episode at the start of season number 3.